We did play some blues actually. It wasn't really a strict blues band though. We did like, we were doing like the songs of the day, and the songs of the day, and this, you know, because that started in the '60s, you know, and so the songs of the day were "Knock on Wood," "Mustang Sally," songs like that. We did do some blues. We did do some soul. We did do some rock and roll, you know, like Chuck Berry stuff.
Right.
And also, the very first band I was in as a drummer, we played Venture songs.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you name it. Venture songs, man. Play them out, man, whatever. You know.
Was that what, high school or middle, junior high?
That
or?
was grade school.
Really?
You know, you're talking the early '60s. You know, this is like. You know, this is pre-Beatles.
Really?
I was playing with the Ventures band, yeah. And then right around that time, then the Beatles came out, you know. Because I remember my sister bought the very first record, Meet the Beatles. And I thought they were okay. It was okay, you know. I kind of liked the drummer. I said, wow, the drummer's pretty good, you know. But I always like the darker sounds, you know. I always like, you know. They were kind of like, well, everybody calls them rockabilly now, but they were kind of like, you know, kind of like what was pop rock and roll back in the late '50s, early '60s, you know. So I kind of liked them. They were okay, but it wasn't, you know. I liked playing live, you know. When I lost touch kind of with the Beatles, my sister liked them, so she bought everything. But I kind of lost touch with the Beatles and their sound when they did stuff, only studio stuff, you know. Because I liked live, and I didn't really want to hear it if it wasn't, if you couldn't play it live, you know what I mean? If it wasn't able to be done live, to me, I wouldn't really listen to it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you there. So, how old were you?
The record wasn't great because it was.
Right. How old were you when you first started playing then?
I'm 60 now, so you know, you're talking about a kid that was probably. I mean, when I first played harmonica, I was like just a little kid, and I would say 5 to 7 years old. And I learned on this. This is what my father played and had around his house. 64 chromatic.
So your father was a musician?
Well, he was just an Italian guy trying to imitate the Harmonicats with a bunch of his friends.
Okay.
You know, and he didn't actually like me playing his harmonica.
Really?
This is not the same one. I do have that one, but it doesn't work. So, what else? This is my grandfather's harmonica.
Whose?
My grandfather.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, that's how I started, really. Harmonica was my first instrument, drums were my second instrument. So, like, when I was probably, well, I was in like, I think I was in 6th grade and playing the drums. These other guys were in like 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
And then they graduated, and I was without a band.
Left alone.
So that's when I got in this other band. My friends, you know, we tried to play, and I still played drums, but because of the Ventures band, I had learned a little bit on guitar, you know, because like I said, we used to practice down in my basement. And so when they would leave the guitar, we'll come back tomorrow and practice again. Okay, fine. Leave the guitar, so I'd mess with it. I'd mess with it. You know, it's the same thing how I learned how to play harmonica. I just messed with it.